Welcome back to Underdogs Rise, the podcast where we rise together. Today I want to talk to you about There Is No Tomorrow. And I first heard this from watching a Rocky Balboa film. And it really stuck, it stayed with me. Because I was that person. I was always putting it off until tomorrow. And what I've learned is that tomorrow is a great place to hide. It can often build an inner resistance to doing things in the moment. Because we spend so much of our lives I'll change when I feel ready. I'll have that conversation another day. But later becomes a place where our dreams go to hide. And that has happened in my own life. I would put things off, feeling that I had to be 100%, because I am a recovering perfectionist. Even before coming on, I was going through my notes. I have my notes to the side of me, my bullet points. I wanted everything to be perfect. And I would put off until tomorrow. But it's so important for us to remember that in this moment, and when we make this moment matter, that moment in our life, that matters so much to us. Because the only moment that we can actually experience is this one. And this one. And this one. Now, I have spent a lot of time in my head. And that often takes me further away from where I want to be, which is here, in this present moment with you. Because we cannot change yesterday, and we cannot control tomorrow, but we can choose what we do today. That is a choice. And there is so much power in choice. Making new decisions that take us closer to who we are becoming, and further away from who we've learned to be. There's never going to be a perfect moment. There may never be one. You don't need to feel confident before you take one step. Me doing this is incredibly nerve-wracking. I've heard voices of, is my voice going to be listened to? Am I capable of doing this? Put it off until tomorrow when you feel ready. One thing that I am learning is that I don't need to have everything figured out, and neither do you. The future that we are waiting for is built through everyday choices. Every small decision, it matters. Getting out of bed, going for a walk, having a difficult conversation, learning to choose yourself. These words may sound insignificant, but those everyday decisions are shaping who you become. They're shaping who I am becoming. We live in a world of constant distractions. And that can take us further away from being in the present moment. So put your phone down, listen to yourself, and ask yourself the questions. Ask the people that you love questions. Don't always assume that there's going to be another opportunity for you, because sometimes they go and then they never return. You can ask yourself, what am I postponing? What conversation am I avoiding? What dreams of mine keep on getting pushed back? What would you do today if you stopped thinking that you had unlimited time? Because our time is limited. We all have 24 hours in a day. I think it's around 4,784 weeks from when we're born until we reach 80 years old. It's around that mark. And when I first became aware of this, it stopped me in my tracks. And yet I still delay. What is one thing that you could do today for you to take you one step closer to who you're becoming? It doesn't have to be massive. Just one step. There is no tomorrow, because we shouldn't live recklessly. Not because we should feel the future. It's because only today can inspire us. Tomorrow can inspire us too, but it shouldn't distract us from today. Yesterday shouldn't distract us from today. That has been happening with myself. Because I would think that I would have to change my whole life in one moment. That is where the mind is extremely clever, because it knows us better than we know ourselves. It knows if I say that I'm going to do this live, do this podcast with you, but if I don't keep that promise, it is going to whisper things to me to make sure that I don't, because it wants familiarity and safety. That is what our brain is designed for. When we've habitually been doing the same things over and over and over again, it creates a pattern, it creates a belief, it creates an identity that subconsciously we do things without even realizing. So today, make one honest choice for yourself. One honest choice to the person that you want to become. Do it messy. Do it unprepared. Because there is no tomorrow, there's only today. This breath, this choice, this moment. You don't have to wait for your life to begin. You can begin now, and you can begin today. This is Underdogs Rise, and we rise together.